This past.
Hallo, hier ist Klofeld.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTuber Ronin. I would like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Live from Sparkwood in 21. The show chronicles the cult classic television series Twin Peaks, created by David Lynch and Mark Frost. Joining me tonight on this Odyssey, Superfan Last Call with Troy Pacelli.
Hello, hello. I like the way you changed up the presentation here. It looks like we're labels inside of a 45 record.
No, I dig it too. And hello as well to she of the smoldering avatar. Both her actual avatar and the
I mean, good point.
Thank you.
Netters Network.
How are you guys tonight?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. We are doing speculatively better than Boomer. He will not be joining us tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the path of this hurricane is, but he said that they have. I'm still trying to. I got an update from him, but I'm not understanding it clearly. He said that. I want to get it exactly. He says it looks like a Category 5 hurricane, maybe headed right for us. It moved downward towards Ocala. I was looking at where that was, but I'm not sure. See, you got to take into account, things like the radius of this storm and what its actual path are and where he is. He's definitely on duty now. He's definitely getting people into a shelter. He's got his family is not going to be. They're probably going to be in the shelter with him.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think their safety is probably okay. We're concerned about property damage at this point. So I'll keep you posted as I hear what's going on with him.
Indeed. All that I have heard personally so far, and that was as of mid-afternoon, was that evacuations were underway and that the orders were, if you could get out, go at that time.
Yeah.
So I would assume that everyone who was in the what I guess they are now referring to as a storm zone, anyone who is in the storm zone has either evacuated, is in shelters or is batting down the hatches. Aside from Boomer, I know one other person who's in the path of the storm. I've yet to hear from her, so I am assuming that she has done one of those things. So I know she's okay, but I just don't know where at the moment she exactly is. But other than that, yeah, prayers for those who are in the path. The storm is no laughing matter. It's going to be a bad one. So pray for those in the path. I don't know what that's going to do to the weather in my region. If it cuts through Florida completely, my area is probably at least going to get some rain from that.
Based on the trajectory that Boomer is describing, I think it's going to cut across the Panhandle, and I think you're only going to get like the northern part of the storm. I don't think it's going to hit you directly if it goes the way they're projecting. So
You're saying cutting across the Panhandle, and I'm thinking, okay, across the Panhandle,
across the Wang, across the whatever you want to call it.
No, across the Panhandle onto the dishes. You know, the knife.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, rinse out the cup.
Dish ran away with the spoon, you know.
And get back in the dishwasher where you belong, damn it. Yeah. So there was something else I was going to say about that. Oh, did you see on social media? I'm assuming that it must have been CG generate, computer graphics animation, but it looked so real. I didn't have the sound on and I wasn't reading what it said. So at first I thought it was someone actually reporting on the storm. It's a weather guy who's standing in front of a house, a residential location, and it's showing what the progression of a storm would look like from category 1 to category 5. And he's standing right in front as, the house is completely coming apart by category 5. And I'm like, okay, this is CG, obviously, so
yeah.
But it was interesting. It really, but then again, it also kind of made me worry. I'm like,
yeah,
Yeesh. I hope when Boomer gets back to his house, he still has a roof on it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, moving on. I do want to say hello to the chat. First off, I want to say hello to everyone currently joining us on Twitter. I cannot see you, but I do know that you're there. The first one in the chat at 5:34 p.m. That's cheating. North Fairfax, a.k.a. FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim, who found out he's Employee of the Month at work.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So
congratulations. Although it makes you wonder if that's a testimony to what a good employee he is or how bad everyone else is.
Wait, there's more than one employee, right?
Well, yeah, good point.
Congratulations, Tim. That's awesome.
It's like Charlie Wilson's War. Who are you? I'm the Afghanistan desk. How many guys you got? One guy.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk Dystopia. Charlotte Nightstar, the werewolf. Mark Malnikoff. Blah. This is the blood wine. This is the barrel drink full on descend. Okay. Awaits sort of targets to water the eye and the dishonor within.
Real quick, I'm going to jump. Let me real quick jump a little bit ahead of you. He says,
okay.
Another I'll stand before the wind and make it respect me. That's a reference to a Klingon proverb. I would say that if that was actually the case, he did a pretty darn good job because the wind didn't affect him at all. So that's how I realized it was not real. And I should have known that from the beginning. I don't think there was ever an intent to imply otherwise.
Mm-hmm. All right. We have the tired midnight blogger himself, channel member Curtis Selby. Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Cleary. Moving on through the chat, friend of the channel, JPRPH1. Scrolling, I don't want to miss anyone. Emoji Queen, Lady Mist. Newest member of my channel, Space Fraggle. Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. Geek Flag with Nate Knows, 1973. All right. Game Pro is back with us. Good evening, sir. Cheers and good vibes, my friends. Hope you're all well and safe. Yes, indeed we are. Aren't a bunch of people still stuck on that one bridge? I can't speak to that. I'm not aware of that situation. Hopefully not. Okay. Let's see. Moving on. Host of Films with Friends, which I will be appearing this Friday along with Outlaw Bill. We will be watching 1934's Universal picture, The Black Cat. Boris Karloff versus Bela Lugosi. It's going to be a good one. So join us over on Big Al Presents channel this Friday night. All right. I think that is everyone. Game Pro with every day, once a day. Give yourself a present. Don't plan it. Don't wait for it. Just let it happen.
There you go.
Could be a news shirt at the men's store, a catnap in your office chair, or two cups of good hot black coffee.
Exactly. Space Fraggle was saying he's over on Netter's channel trying to help her get her goal of 3,000 hours. Netter, you're really close, aren't you? You're within.
Last I checked, I was like 84.
Yeah, she's under 100 that she needs, so she's getting there. And I told her, I said, you know, you guys are really the shining knights that are really helping get her over it. But I figure by the end of the month she's going to have it anyway, because I pointed out to her, and I think you know this, Deleted Scenes, the way that YouTube calculates the hours that you need is in the last 365 days. So in other words, tomorrow it will recalculate dropping off 366 days ago, you know, and calculate it from there. And I said, she is doing more streams per week than she was a year ago.
True.
So ultimately she's going to get there. And I think in the next week or so, she's just organically going to get there. But guys, you guys are just so awesome and so encouraging to her. Super appreciate every single one.
You downgraded our chat?
No, they're Osmo. I just, you guys know what I mean.
You guys are Osmo.
Yes.
Ignore what Troy said.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
Osmo.
Just, I don't even know why I'm here. Never mind. Well, I'm here to hit the play button so that we can watch Twin Peaks.
And like I said, we cannot do this without you. Your support means so much to all of us, and every little way that you support our chat, whether it's a comment, a like, whatever it may be, it's immeasurable. It really is for us, because all of the different things that you do add up, and it could be just a like, just a comment, whatever, but they add up. So thank you all so very much. Thank you for those who have been so diligent and have me on like 24/7 help me get to my goal.
Yeah. You
guys are so amazing. I said, I can't do this without you, and I appreciate you all so very much.
So I want to do a quick recap of last week. And because of the fact that I'm going through this, having seen it at least once. No, actually, I've seen it twice before. I know that some of the scenes that we see seem kind of pointless and filler, to someone who hasn't watched it through once before. But I know what, that some stuff needs to be kind of recapped because it's setting something up for the future. So last week we had Cole calling the sheriff's department, talking to Lucy, having an odd kind of conversation with her, gets connected to Frank, tells her about the pages from Laura Palmer's diary being found, and that there are 2 Coopers. So, now our heroes are starting to get keyed into what we already knew, literally since the last episode of season 2. Albert tells Preston the backstory on Blue Rose, and how Cole and Jeffries kind of founded it. And we were reintroduced to that concept of the tulpa, right? Which as we know, is what Dougie Jones was before he was unmade in the Red Room and replaced by Agent Cooper, who is now, he is not a tulpa, he is himself, but he is impersonating Dougie Jones. I don't know. But you guys get what I'm saying. And then Diane shows up. Cole asks her if Cooper ever mentioned Garland Briggs. And she confirms that he had. Albert explains what happened to Briggs, the whole thing with the ring, Janie E. And we find out that Janie E. is Diane's half sister, married to Douglas Jones. Seemingly completely out in left field, but very important. Cole describes a dream he had of Monica Bellucci, whom he had coffee with, who explains we are like the dreamers, the dreamer who dreams and lives inside the dream, but who is the dreamer? And then he remembers the scene from February 16th of 89, where Jeffries shows up, says, do you know who that is? Pointing to Cooper. That's that scene from Fire Walk with Me. And then Bobby, Hawk, Andy, and Frank arrest Chad. Yay! Everybody cheered. And then they went.
There was much rejoicing.
Exactly. And then all but Chad went to Jackrabbit's place because they had a specific day and time they knew they were supposed to be there, and they find a nude eyeless woman who we know as Dido. Andy gets taken up to the White Lodge to have a conversation with the fireman, who shows him a vision, basically the mother regurgitating Bob and the woodsman, the girl from the pilot episode screaming when she finds out that Laura died, an image of Laura, angels, Dido, 2 Coopers, a telephone, himself, and Lucy. I spent a lot of time on this vision, so I kind of know the imagery, even if I haven't completely parsed it yet. And the telephone pole with the number 6 on it. I believe that was from Fire Walk with Me as well. And then he shows up back, at Jackrabbit's place. Everyone else is confused and doesn't remember everything that happened, but Andy does. He covers Dido up in his jacket, picks her up in his arms, and says she's very important. She must be protected. And they take her back and put her in a cell at the sheriff's station, Pretty much because it's a bed and it's someplace they can protect her. And honestly, because she's blind, we're not even sure she knows where she is. So, you know. And Chad's getting upset because the drunk guy is repeating all the utterances that Dido makes. And good. I'm glad he's uncomfortable. James and Freddie take a break from their jobs as security guards at the Great Northern. And we get the whole backstory on Freddie receiving a green glove and an image of the fireman telling him to go to Twin Peaks, Washington. That whole story there. We're going to get a little bit more of that tonight, or we're going to see more of him and his, one punch superpower. Sarah goes to a bar, takes off her face, and bites the throat out of a trucker.
Yep.
And at the Roadhouse.
Yeah, we're not making that up, folks.
That is exactly what happened. At the Roadhouse, Sophie and Megan discuss Billy, who has been in the yard of Megan and her mother, Tina. Tina, of course, we remember from the conversation that Audrey had with her husband. And apparently he entered the kitchen bleeding from his nose and mouth before suddenly leaving. Lizzie performs Wild West, end credits. So, a number of those scenes have payoffs in tonight's episode. So that's why I wanted to quickly go through that. I appreciate you guys giving me the time to do that.
Mark Malikov says, I had a coworker named Chad once many years ago. He was a shitty manager, and getting him in trouble weekly with his boss was something I enjoyed.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Let's have a Patrick Swayze Christmas this year. Yeah. Question for Netter. Do your videos count as watched hours towards your goal of 3,000 hours?
Yes.
I would think. Yeah.
Yep. All watch time is considered watch hours, whether it was...
I think the only thing that doesn't count is shorts.
Right, exactly.
I only have 2 of those.
And even if they did, you'd have to watch one on constant repeat in order for it to make any time. But whether you're watching a live stream on repeat, or a standalone video, that all counts as watch hours. And as promised tonight, I can tell you we're going to see some advancement and resolution on the whole Nadine, Big Ed, Norma triangle. There's also resolution for another character, and if you don't get a little teary-eyed by the end, I'm going to kind of question, if you're some sort of if you're a human or a robot, That's all I'm going to share. Gonna have to watch the rest.
All right. Well, if everyone is ready, please join us over on Cosme. The link is at the top of all of the chats. All right, let me get over there myself. All right. In 5.
Yes.
No, I'm there. I'm just, I've got 3 tabs up right now, so I just need to be on the right one.
Only
All
3,
right.
amateur.
Amateur. Okay. All right. So, in 5, 4, 3, 2. This one's for Flappy.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Make sure that's as I can go. All righty. And I do have to say, what's nice about, opening up with the Angelo Badalamenti theme is, it's like a nice deep breath, relaxation before it gets really, really weird.
Okay, I'm not hearing sound.
Pardon me?
I'm not hearing sound myself.
You're going to have to crank sound on
Nope,
everything.
I got it.
Because it's not very...
Apparently, I had to hit the play button on my end.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I had a little...
Yeah, if Cosme doesn't start up for you right away, you might have to relaunch or refresh or whatever. And it starts right in. So I get to make good on the promise early on. Gosh, that's beautiful.
Hello, Nadine.
Yep.
There's Shovel.
And here we are. Of course, this is not the same gas farm.
Again?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what? That wasn't the outfit you were wearing this morning? You changed?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. What? Get out.
Yeah, she has.
Yep. This is like her moment of clarity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, I'm going to go look up that football player I used to shack up with before.
Yeah.
Actually, based on his past history with her, yeah.
Go forth. Be Schmeagle.
Yeah. That is kind of sweet.
Yeah.
So, drop the divorce papers and...
Exactly. I mean, after all this time, he's got to be thinking, we've kind of been here before, right? And then she gets bumped on the head and she thinks she's in high school again.
Right.
But see, this is why I was saying during the rewatch on season 2, this is why I think all that time she was kind of faking it.
Well, she just said, I stood
Yeah.
between you two.
I guilted you, manipulated you.
Yeah, we're going to have to hit Grant Goody for the satellite again.
So
Yeah.
Extra points to anyone who gets that reference.
I'm sorry, I only half heard it. I was kind of caught up in the scene.
So who is the guy sitting with her?
He's the guy in charge of the franchise for the Double R, kind of like a business manager. Yeah.
He's like, I've come to tell you that I am free to be with you. And instead of telling this guy that, you know, we need to meet later, something important just happened, you're still taking the meeting.
Family reasons.
Yes, the Manson family.
I've got a mug like that. I've got a black one and a green one.
Except yours doesn't have the flare at the bottom. That's the only difference.
I can't see the bottom. I can only see the top.
It's got like a base.
Oh.
You don't have to understand it.
You just have to accept it.
So if he buys her out, he could still use her recipes, though.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Now take it and go because, 8 is enough.
Right.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Okay.
You just don't get it. You weren't here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You 7 diners.
Yeah.
How is she going to regret? That like why?
He's also feeling rejected.
Okay, Ed, stop getting yourself haircuts.
Yeah. I think this is just so well done. I mean, there was a couple times there I really thought Everett McGill was going to start crying.
Kiss funny. She's like kissing his top lip.
Well, and it took Norma and Ed and Nadine all getting their heads straight to untangle that whole mess, right? it makes me wonder then if what's her name, Shelley, sees this and has any indicator that maybe she needs to get her head straight.
But first things first.
Yep.
Twin Peaks got a Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks got a Twin Peaks. You're absolutely right. That's pretty much right.
It was then that I realized that the future was like a black highway at night. Wait, what? I'm sorry. Yeah. If Robert Blake pops out, I'm leaving.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something else. It scenes like this that make me realize that my plasma TV is not that good. It doesn't handle black very well. Damn racist TV.
I don't know. If you look at your monitor, that's even blacker.
Yeah, but it's no pixelation.
StreamYard's enemy, pixelation.
Yep. Absolutely right.
Well, he's found a convenience store. That can't be good.
It's not.
This looks like something from Fallout.
It does, but we've seen this in the visions and whatnot of the fire, the what do you call it? The lumberjacks.
So Cinderella in a party dress, she looking for a nightgown. Saw the devil wrapping up his hands, getting ready for the showdown.
Of a convenience store. And of course, you notice that all of these lumberjacks are all like they're covered in soot.
Yeah. I was just saying they look burnt.
Yeah, so were these the guys who died in the fire, or is that the implication?
I can't say for sure, but that's kind of been the popular theory. It's the one I lean towards, but then I don't know what implications that has for Margaret's husband. They wear high heels, suspenders, and a bra. Yeah, exactly.
I wish I'd be the girly, just like my dear papa. Oh, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
No, they're not okay. They're really, really not.
In this world, they are.
Well, I guess the villains are always the heroes in their own story. See, and when you see someone covered in soot like that, and They say, got a light? Wouldn't you feel inclined to say, I think you've had enough? So definitely some temporal, dimensional shenanigans here. If you go up the stairs from the first to the second floor, open a door, and you're outside on the first floor again, it's just kind of weird.
And hello to Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Thank you for joining us.
Wade.
Will be my guest on Thursday.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Mark says, I made some steamed flappy for dinner tonight.
Oh.
No, it's not low. It's just very quiet, Fraggle.
Yeah, all I hear are the soft footfalls.
So because of the distorted backwards talking, I have to assume this is the Black Lodge or something like it.
Mm-hmm. Also, you all might just need to refresh. That happens sometimes too.
Yeah. Well, okay, then glad you did stop by though, Space Fraggle, and yeah, I'll see you over on Blake 7 then. Philip Jeffries, everyone.
Adorable.
He seemed thinner before.
Yeah. Not kill you, exterminate.
So is a giant teapot?
I'm not going to talk about Judy at all. We're going to leave her out of it.
But how did he know that? He wasn't there.
He
Or was he?
Memories?
Well, it does make you wonder what they know when they're not actually present wherever their doppelganger is.
This episode is brought to you by the number 4. 8, 5, 5, 1.
And that spells E sharp green.
Judy, Judy, Judy.
He's already met Judy. I have my theory about that.
There's a call for Mr. Ganger.
Doppelganger? Yeah, exactly. Nobody's kicking you out, Space Fraggle.
No, you're not kicked out. No. You teleported.
Yep. Literally through the phone.
Okay.
Remember, these beings literally travel through.
Oh, son. No. You ain't that fast, kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I like that. Hello? Yes, a call for Mrs. Floyd from Mr. Floyd. Will you accept charges from the United States? Oh, he hung up. That's your residence, right? I wonder why he hung up. Is there supposed to be someone there besides your wife to answer? Hello, this is United States calling. Are we reaching? See, he keeps hanging up.
It's a man answering.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and in this show, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't followed by "Run to the bedroom in the suitcase on the left. You'll find my favorite axe."
Okay.
Convenience store. It even is labeled convenience store.
Don't look so frightened, because it's just a passing phase, one of my bad days.
I think
This
there's
convenience
another.
store will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say for a convenience store, it's pretty much out in the middle of nowhere where it's not convenient for anybody. It's kind of phasing out.
Bye.
Well, it's not needed anymore, is it?
Right.
Hmm.
Oh, babe, don't leave me now. See, now we got Pink Floyd in Cosme. Convenient for Bigfoot. Okay, good point.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
this guy. Is he going to find Jerry?
I thought Jerry came out of the woods. I'm not
He
sure.
did.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Did he? Okay.
He stumbled out of the woods. I think he's near
Oh,
Jacoby.
he's going to
These
find
two,
it,
yeah.
number one, and I find this completely impossible. Big Al is far better looking than this man.
Yes, I agree.
That is one big tree.
Yep.
Is that Alicia Witt?
Yep.
Yep.
Donna's sister.
So apparently it's important that he's a high school graduate.
Then he should be able to properly load a firearm.
Younger Alec Baldwin right there. Yeah, right, Mark.
Yeah. Juliet Crackhead, yeah. No. We are not getting the Midnight Imperious Adrian Brody Rhinoceros speech again. I can't. Should have given back his Oscar for that one.
I like how she said earlier, you were stoned. He's still stoned. Either that or his brain is just fried.
Yeah, honestly, though, how can you tell? Oh, boy.
Yeah. This is one of those just very uncomfortable scenes.
This Long Lakes prequel is weird.
Yeah.
All right, go. Run. Go for it. No. Chill. Everybody put down the gun. Everybody relax. You take your dog. Thank you. All right. Oh, boy. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So he just self-deleted?
Think so.
And she's on drugs too?
I think that's pretty safe to say.
Yes, but she's not as far gone as he is. This is more her emotional reaction than just the drugs.
Carl, help!
Yeah. I bet that shovel doesn't have two coats. Yep.
Well, that's okay. Everyone who's lived in that trailer's died, so why the hell not this guy?
You go, Gramps.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Fine. Freddie, if you would please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bam!
I told you, One Punch Man. I was not joking around.
Brief cameo. Ugh. Well, actually, you barely touched them.
Exactly. But at the very least, he's got a concussion. Could be a hemorrhage. Yeah, he's having a seizure.
Meanwhile, back to quiet downtown Las Vegas. Mm.
Wilson.
Where was that?
That was
He got the wrong people.
He got the wrong Doug Jones and Janie.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Oh!
Yep.
Who was that? Oh, shit.
Hold
Oh,
on.
Stacy, my Hamilton. Get in there. Finish the job. There you go. Gen X, motherfrackers. Can't be beat. We got to be getting used to this by now. Is Ed going to have to come by and bail him out? Is that what we're getting here? Okay. Jeez.
Well, again, they kind of had it coming.
Yeah, I mean, he was saying hello, and the guy just blew everything out of proportion.
It literally was self-defense. Naito's got no eyes.
Howdy, man. Hi, welcome to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
We're basically right back where we started.
Yep.
Basically.
Well, Nate, whether or not he did the world a favor, he certainly did Becky a favor.
Yeah.
It's no fun torturing a corpse. What a dysfunctional couple. Great day to blow somebody's head off. I see a red door and I want to paint it black.
Okay. Let's see.
Where did she get chocolate cake from?
New face to the chat. Freckled Joy. Marjorie Cameron's mother is named Carrie. Okay.
He just wants to eat his cake.
I mean, right now he's been all about the simple pleasures. Come on, time to wake up. This is probably the most engaged he's been. Oh, this is out of place. I want to move it.
He's like, this is great. I can just sit here and eat pie and cake and drink coffee.
I mean, it does look good. I gotta be honest.
Doesn't look like there's any frosting on that cake, though.
I'm pretty sure there was, but even if there wasn't.
There you go. Sunset Boulevard.
Yep.
I was wondering if they would get back to that. Yeah, huh?
It's like, I know that guy.
Gordon Cole, yeah. Yeah, so throughout all the time we were watching the original series, and all of these characters were the same names as either real people or fictional characters. Kind of ties into that whole dream world kind of thing, right?
Don't get too close, you get sucked in. Oh, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, he's using the wrong end.
Hold on. He
Yup.
knows what he's doing. I hope.
Yeah, we hope. Oh.
Oh, Margaret.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Uh,
okay.
Give me good news, Margaret.
Thank you.
And what's ironic is that that's true.
Yes. That was intentional, yeah. Good.
Had she passed away during the filming of this?
Immediately after, almost
Yeah.
immediately after filming her scenes. Before this went live, actually.
You know, who's going to take care of her log?
The log has turned gold.
Oh, he's taller than I thought he was. I thought he was a midget.
No, he's just slouched in that chair. He's actually taller than that, but he does scrunch up because of the arthritis. On the threshold.
No. You were not Threshold. That was Jeff Goldblum.
Huh.
Okay, so I'm going to have to kill Billy. All right.
Oh, just put your coat on.
Exactly.
Is there a reason why she can't go to the Roadhouse on her own?
Yes, but I don't think she's addressing it. Indeed, that's the question.
Not Billy Zane.
Right.
I think he gets it. Meanwhile, we're at the Roadhouse. Oh, boy. Yes, but what if she knows karate?
Mm.
Aren't we all?
That was frickin' rude.
Incredibly, yes. The veils. Thanks, Nate. Now, I think that what bothers me more than the guys taking her out and putting her on the floor is that no one comes to help her. That's, I think, the worst part.
Okay, why is she screaming?
Clearly, she's upset.
She's in her own storyline, clearly.
Yes. And since the actress is Charlene Yee, we know that her name was Ruby.
Okay, that's the second time I was just kidding about who the actor was, and it turns out to be that actual person.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
see, that's the funny thing. I don't know that you're joking because I assume you know. Well, there you go. So, like I said, we got some resolution on the Norma, Big Ed, Nadine storyline, but sadly, we also have resolution on the Margaret storyline as well. In memory of Margaret Lanterman.
Nice.
Because back during her first appearance, they said in memory of the actress. It was a nice way to bookend the actress and the character. I mean, I feel that the entire season, this whole return, whatever you want to call it, is just David Lynch's thank you and love letter to all the people that have been involved with Twin Peaks, So there you go.
Did it say in memory of
Margaret Lanterman? Yeah, the character after Catherine Coulson, was called out during the first episode, her first appearance.
Yeah.
So, like I said, kind of bookends it for us. Anyway, so there you go. I think I made most of my comments as we went. Was there anything you wanted to call out, deleted scenes, or thoughts or questions you have?
This episode was a bit of a tearjerker, wasn't it?
I did try to warn you guys. I did try to warn you guys. But even when I know what I'm getting into, it still kind of busts me up a bit.
Last night, a Corkerfell got hurt badly. Pretty much, I was paged. The other just stood and gawked. Yeah, unfortunately, you do see a lot of that these days, especially in. I'm just going to say it, especially in these younger generations. I mean, anything that's not a video game, they just don't get it. It's not real to them.
We have a whole generation of self-centered narcissists You hear it from the things they say. And for a long time, I really believed the comments that people made online and stuff like that was just performance acting. No.
It's not.
When people tell you what they think and feel, believe them. They really are as horrible as they appear to be.
Yeah.
And those of us that don't get it, maybe to our credit, but you're not going to understand these again, narcissists. That's the only way I can put it.
Everyone criticism. I think Agent Cooper has been Dougie for way too long. Well, I think he's, unless I miss my guess, we're getting to the point here where we're going to get our Cooper back, I think.
Yes, and I feel like Nate's reaction is what a lot of fans felt, definitely what a lot of casual viewers felt, and it was intentional. I feel that the pacing on the Dougie Jones story was very much David Lynch saying, yeah, I know what you want. That's not what you're getting. That's not what this story is. And I feel like there's a reason for that. And we will get something like a resolution on him, but it should cause you to really question what's going on here. And you should have a big why question mark by the end. Actually, I'm kind of forgetting, Nate, have you seen this before? Or are you watching this for the first time with deleted scenes? Just, I kind of forget what people's respective points of view are. Yeah. Self-centered, know-it-all narcissists. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are. Yeah. Enigma Severus. Hello. This has been fun, you guys. Had a soccer game for my school kids, so I got back a little late. Fair enough. Like I said, we finally get some resolution on the whole Nadine, Big Ed, Norma, kind of love triangle. Those three, like I the way I think I put it earlier is those three actually got their heads together finally. They cut through all the bull crap. And I think that's kind of on the nose, right? Nadine saying I'm shoveling myself out of the shit. That's kind of literally what these three characters are doing here. And a lot of people kind of encapsulated by Shelley are going, yes, finally, right?
Yeah.
And I did one thing I did say, Enigma, back when we first started through this. This is like, I don't know, maybe the third time I'm watching this season 3, The Return, whatever you want to call it. And it does stand up to multiple rewatches, just like the first 2 seasons and Fire Walk with Me do. It requires seeing it the first time, thinking about it, chewing on it, going back and rewatching this. So, like Deleted Scenes, this is his first time seeing it. I think it's cushioned for him a little bit by having just seen seasons 1 and 2 again, and I think a lot of things being broadcast. But okay, so Nate too. This is the first time for you guys, and that's fine. I am doing my best as we go through it to kind of help you digest it, so to speak. first experience with Twin Peaks as a whole. That's great. You being here, then you are a great. Your perspective is a good way of kind of gauging this. So great. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know Mark personally, although I think he's shared this, I know I've shared this about him. Mark is a practicing Buddhist, which of course is just on brand for David Lynch, who is also a Buddhist. So he's going to bring is going to bring a very interesting simpatico type of perspective to this David Lynch story. And he says, I equate the shoveling yourself out of the shit as changing one's karma. And you know what? I think that's probably a very on the nose interpretation of what David Lynch is getting at through this Dr. Jacoby, Dr. Amp story, and what Nadine is literally doing. Yes, I think that's a great way to put it, Mark, and I appreciate that. For Mark, it's his first time too. Great. So yeah, there we go. And again, I'm always and actually, ordinarily I have Agent Boomer, my designated driver, behind the scenes going, yep, be careful, don't give away too much, because he has also seen the Return already, so he kind of knows where we're going, just like I do. I mean, Netter has seen it too, but when you see it just once and then it's been a while, it's like, oh yeah, okay. And sometimes my mistake is like I said, I had thought that Big Ed, that you guys had all seen Big Ed, and Delete is like, yeah, no, he hadn't shown up yet. I'm like, oh, oops, okay, we're getting there then. And in a way, kind of remembering that a lot of these characters, kind of like tonight when Margaret says to Hawk, when we could see each other face to face, because at no point do any of the characters here actually see Margaret. It's only this conversation on the phone, which is, like I said, I feel like it kind of harkens back to the Canadian audience that on the reruns got to see these Margaret Lanterman introduction, and you can see those on the Blu-ray release, her little commentaries. It's just her sitting in her cabin, kind of talking to the audience, kind of giving a little commentary, a little background, if you will, to help out people that are kind of coming in cold to the whole Twin Peaks thing. And thereby, Margaret Lanterman is like a Rod Serling, sort of, kind of a narrator character. And in a way, because she's speaking to Hawk, Deputy Hawk, she's kind of indirectly, or I suppose, exegesis kind of being, a guide to Hawk. Hawk is like the audience stand-in, but he's also someone who's a little bit more keyed into Margaret than I think anyone else in Twin Peaks. Yes, she's like an oracle. That is very yeah, that's on the nose. Thank you. She is like the oracle. That is literally her role in all of this. So when she talks in these very obscure kind of ways, there's a reason for that. She is a guide, but she's also kind of trying to make you think for yourself. I know that's a strange concept for a lot of people these days. But I say good. I say good. This is what this is all about. David Lynch is not spoon feeding you. I mean, to a little degree, he is sometimes giving us Margaret, giving us the log lady introductions, for the rewatches and the Blu-ray releases and whatnot. He is kind of helping you out a little bit. That's about as spoon feedy as David Lynch gets. But I suppose, in all fairness, that's kind of what I'm trying to do too as we go through these. Just trying to help you all out. I'll answer your questions if I can, to the extent that I can. But this is part of the process. This is part of the David Lynch thing. Is sometimes when you ask the question, the answer is, interesting. And that's all you're going to get, because that's part of the process. You got to think about it, so to speak. Oh, and Curtis too is along for the trip. That's great. I'm, Nate and Mark and Curtis. I'm glad that you guys are here and this is your first time through, because that's what I'd hoped for. I'd wanted to be able to share this with a group of people, kind of bring you into the fold, bring you into Twin Peaks. It's a journey, and you want to bring people in and say, hey, join me for this crazy little quest. But yeah, there is some fear in letting go, and I think that's a very on the nose line. All of these titles, if you will, they're not really titles. They're David Lynch's highlight marks. He's just grabbing a line from the show, and Mark Frost too. They are, hey, here's a line. It's important. Think about it a little bit. There is some fear in letting go, which I think I get it. Kind of don't like it, but I understand it. Yeah, don't know what else to say about it. I think that kind of sums it up. And we are getting into our last couple episodes, our last several episodes. We're kind of winding this whole thing down. This whole crazy narrative that, we've unraveled, we're kind of winding it up now. And I guess, as I often do with these things, that's all I got. I'll do my best to answer any questions you've got now or in the future, but that's about it for me.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Well, as I have said I do have my theories for how the show ends. It doesn't. It's not going to explain everything. And in the time we have left, I don't know if everything can be explained away. There is a character we have not seen yet that I'm hoping shows up. But as of right now, I don't know how they could be fit in. This episode was a lot to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very philosophical, and it goes into some areas that at certain times of the night it's not best for me to go in. Just let me put it that way. But I do definitely feel like there's just some forward momentum to this. This is going to be a pretty wild last few episodes here, folks. And I thought I knew what was going to happen, but now I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not going to comment on that at the risk of sounding a little bit like Jeffries. But
yeah, that's the other thing. Number one, why is Jeffries a giant teapot? And
well, in a meta reference, we know why, because they didn't have the opportunity to bring back David Bowie, but it in the narrative, I think, is what you really mean. And I suppose in a very Lynchian way, the only answer is indeed.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got more of the we got some Judy references. Maybe we're going to see Judy, or maybe not. I don't know.
Or maybe we've already seen Judy.
Maybe. Okay. Audrey is still in a coma, isn't she? I am of the mind that she is. But that doesn't explain Richard. Or does it?
Maybe it
I
does.
don't know. Who is his father, and do I want to know when we get there? Because just let your mind run rampant on that man. Because there is this kind of exterminating angels quality to her scenes, and that was a movie where these characters come to you kind of have all these bougie people who show up to this mansion for a dinner party and then find themselves for one reason or another not being able to leave. And that's kind of where Audrey is at. It's very simple. Walk out the door. Why can't you walk out the door?
Indeed. I think that Audrey and Dale are kind of two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
They're on their story is very similar and related. Right, the sleeper must awaken. As a couple of people have made some Dune references. Yes, that is indeed the case. And also, Enigma Severus, I want to highlight his two comments. Anakin is the father. He's turned to the dark side. I'm just going to highlight those. I'm not going to comment any further on it, but yes, think about that. Very poignant what Enigma Severus is saying.
When they show everyone else, there's a passing of time. Every time they show Audrey, it looks like she's stuck in the same night.
Yes.
That's another thing. Well, I have said almost from the very beginning, there is some timey-wimey stuff going on.
And it's,
It's something
to think about. You should be thinking about that. And I think that what Deleted Scenes is saying here is I'm just going to say yes.
Mm-hmm. Time and space is being manipulated. I have joked that there are characters in this show that could be considered Time Lords. I'm only halfway kidding. My whole theory of the ending pretty much hinges on the fact that people from the past are going to show up in the present and not necessarily wrap things up, but there will be an ending of sorts.
Geek Flag, I'll stand in for Boomer right now. Careful, Troy. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm cognizant of that. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
And Enigma Severus says, I still don't have my head wrapped around everything, but I'm picking up a couple small things.
You're not meant to get the whole thing.
Exactly. That's where we kind of all are. I don't want anyone to think that and I keep saying this, I don't have all the answers. I just try to help to the extent that I can, give my insights, and anything I say, take it with a grain of salt. It may be completely wrong.
This is one of the things that the network executives didn't understand. And that is why, to this day, I have said Twin Peaks is a show that needed to be on cable television. Because I think cable television, or it needed to have a network like FX around at that time. Because that's where this show really belongs. This show, I'm looking at this now and I'm realizing this should have been on Showtime from the beginning.
Yeah.
The network executives, they're just about bottom line. They're just about feeding these little bite-sized information to the masses because they think we can't take anything more than that.
Right.
That's not what this show is about. This show is not about answers. It's about asking the questions. And it's up to you to decipher what the answers are. That's why David Lynch does not do commentary tracks for his films or for this. Because if he does that, then you take away all of the mystery. It is up to you in the end to decide. I have my own theories. As of this particular point in time, I think my theories are maybe 80-85% correct. There are a couple of characters I'm going to need to see show up. There are specific characters are going to have to be in a specific place at a certain time. Time and space. There's a point where there is going to be a convergence, and I do believe certain characters need to be there for that. Now, with the time we have remaining in the show, I don't know if we're going to be able to get there in the way that I thought they were going to. There are characters that, in my opinion, are missing. We have characters in play that haven't really been explained. Richard, I think, being really the chief one. Because the way that this season has been structured is you feel like you're only getting, I feel like we're only getting part of the story. And we know that there are other things going on. Obviously, something is going on with Charlene Yee's character. These characters that we keep seeing showing up at the Roadhouse, having these little bits that seem like they don't have anything to do with anything, because I don't think they do have anything to do with anything to this particular story. They're just there to let you know that, you know, life has gone on for better or worse in Twin Peaks, you know. And that's a thing that kind of bothers me as well, putting myself into that world, you know, feeling like you're a part of it. There are two worlds that I want to walk around in: Blade Runner and Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
You know, and there is a difference between the Twin Peaks of 30 years ago and the Twin Peaks of now, because they always said in the original series that Twin Peaks is away from the world and that's the way we like it. But in this season, it feels like the real world has very much invaded Twin Peaks, and it feels like everything is, the world is off its axis, because it is. And maybe by the end, they'll fix it. Or maybe they won't. I honestly don't know at this point. But it's going to be interesting getting there. That's all I've got for right now.
Yeah.
All right.
I could sum it up so much easier.
How's that?
Weird.
Well, you know, that's not necessarily wrong. Yeah,
Wrong.
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like you're not meant to understand anything.
Yeah.
And if you think you do understand it, you're probably wrong.
Yeah, probably.
Because David Lynch even says it's like you're not really supposed to understand it.
Yeah. More of a mood piece.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have Blake's 7 coming up here in just a few minutes, so we're going to have to very quickly start to wrap it up. I do want to say hello once again to everyone joining us on Twitter and joining us on the various channels. Everybody who joined us on Cosme. Couple of new faces in the chat tonight. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hit the like, share out the stream. Remind everybody that Netter is less than 100 hours away from monetization.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Can't wait.
And speaking of watch hours, I have recently surpassed 8,000.
Woohoo!
So thank you very much. And also currently sitting at 2,802 subs.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I've broken that as well. Hoping to hit 3,000 by the end of the year. I think I can make it. All right. Chat, thank you all very much. You've been great. This was a very emotional episode to get through.
Yeah.
We had our happy moments. We had our sad moments. We said goodbye to some characters, including one of the OGs. So, yeah. I think this is up there with one of the best episodes of the series, period. This is really well done.
Yeah.
All right. Netter, could you
Take us out.
take us out with your
I can
Yeah.
do that.
Please.
As Delita mentioned, I am less than 100 watch hours away from my 3,000. And again, I want to thank y'all that are helping me make that possible, because I cannot do this without you. You guys are totally Osmo. We appreciate y'all so very much. And with that said, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping the comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you know you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now. And hopefully you're going to go over to Troy's channel right after this for another exciting episode of Blake 7.
In fact, on most of our channels, I don't know about, I can't speak for anyone but myself, but if you stay here, you will be forwarded to Blake 7 after this.
I
And
should
if-
do the redirecty thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I lost my place. Anyway. Yeah, you guys are just totally Osmo. We do appreciate y'all so very much. We always, like I always say, we don't do this for us. We do this for you. Everything we do is for you. So thank you for the many, many ways that you support us. And until next time, which will be very shortly.
Yeah.
Good night and God bless.
All right. Anybody watching on my channel, you will be redirected immediately over to the Blake 7 rewatch.
And same with mine.
Yes. Remind everybody that Real Way to Nation Gaming Clips will be the guest on Thursday Things. And of course, my show, The Weekend Update, will be right after, where you get to find out what I'm going to be up to this weekend.
And please keep H Boomer in your prayers and thoughts.
Yes,
because
indeed.
we're hoping the hurricane just kind of says, nah, not going to do this today. I'm just going to leave and not destroy anything. I mean, he's already been through so much. I don't want him to have to go through all this stuff again. I don't want anyone to have to go through any of that stuff, period.
Indeed.
Yep.
So from HQ, the corner of Sparkwood in 21. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe. No matter what point you might be coming from, north, south, east, west, or beyond. Because this is how we win.
Is it future or is it past?
No, yes,
Ha 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 ha!